Ini koi na.
Hi friends, welcome back once again to my channel Divine Traveler, the tale behind the stone walls. Episode number 31, and here I cover our journey on day 77 when we continued our stay at Green Embassy Hotel in Sagara and covered the famous Madhukeshwara Temple of Banavasi, temples of Balambeed, Hanagal and Kubatur. I already covered the Kubatur temple in the last episode. In this episode, I cover the rest from the day. I start the episode with part 1, wherein I cover the famous Madhukeshwara Temple at Banavasi. The Uma Madhukeshwara Temple is located at Banavasi, Sirsi Taluk, Uttara Kannada district. It is about 23 kilometers from Sirsi and about 105 kilometers to the southwest of Hubli. The history of town Banavasi dates back to the period of the Mahabharata when Banavasi was known as Vanavasaka. Mahavamsa and Dipavamsa Buddhist chronicles from Sri Lanka mentions Banavasi as a location where Buddhist missionaries were sent to propagate Buddhism along with several other locations. The Chutu dynasty, who were perhaps the feudatory of Satavahanas, assumed sovereignty between 1st and 3rd century CE, ruled from Banavasi. The town also finds a mention in the Claudius Ptolemy book on geography between 100 and 170 CE. This town has been mentioned as Banavasi. This area was taken over from Chutu dynasty by the Kadamba dynasty sometime in 345 CE with the establishment of Kadamba rule by King Mayura Varma. There are a lot of history about the town which can be found in Epigraphica Karnataka. Xuan Zhang, the 7th century Chinese traveler, mentioned about Konkanapura. Xuan Zhang seems to have visited this place during his travel from Kanchi to Nashik. The town has been known by several names, viz. Vanavasaka during the Mahabharata era, Vanavasi as per Varaha Mihira's Brihad Samhita, Banavasi by Ptolemy, Vaijayanti during the Satavahana era, Sanjayanti as per Naga stone inscription, Jayantipura or Vajayantipura during Kadamba era, Konkanapura by Huanzang in the 7th century CE, Kanakavati during Sonda dynasty era, and finally Banavasi. According to Devi Bhagavata Purana, Madhu and Kataba originated from ear wax from Lord Vishnu. Out of the two drops upon the lotus sprouted from Lord Vishnu's navel, one drop was as sweet as honey and the other dewdrop was hard. Both of them undertook penance and pleased goddess Mahadevi. They obtained a boon from goddess Mahadevi that no one could kill them without their consent. The Asuras became very powerful and attacked Lord Brahma. They subsequently stole the Vedas from Lord Brahma and hid themselves in Patala Loka. Lord Brahma then sought help of Lord Vishnu to retrieve the Vedas from the Asuras. Lord Vishnu fought them but could not defeat them. Since it was possible to kill them only upon their consent, Lord Vishnu sang eulogies praising their strength. Lord Vishnu wanted to award them with a boon, but the arrogant Asuras granted a book to Lord Vishnu himself. Lord Vishnu asked for a boon to slay them, which the Asuras had to award. Thus Lord Vishnu put an end to both these Asuras. This led to the construction of this temple at Banavasi and Katabeshwara temple at Kubaturu. According to another legend, Mayura Varma and his guru, grandfather and teacher Veera Sarma went to the city of Kanchi in 345 CE to pursue Vedic studies. A misunderstanding took place with Pallava guard who unknowingly humiliated Mayura Sharma. He changed his name from Sharma to Varma, signifying that he had joined the warrior clan and set out to seek revenge with his sword. The Kadambas were quite successful until they were defeated by Chalukyas and Rashtrakuta empires. They continued to serve their conquerors as feudal for 500 years. It was somewhere during the Rashtrakuta rule that Kadambas built the Madhukeshwara Temple. Later empires like Chalukyas and Hoysalas added to the temple complex as it stands today. Talking about the temple, the Madhukeshwara temple was built in 2nd century by Kannada's first kingdom Kadamba dynasty. This is perhaps an ancient Vishnu temple which was later dedicated to Lord Shiva, although there is no proper evidence on that. We can find idols of Lord Vishnu to the right and Lord Kartikeya to the left in the antechamber. The temple complex is situated on the banks of river Varada, which flows on 3 sides of the town, and the courtyard is adorned by the Madhukeshwara temple, Parvati temple and Lakshmi Narayana temple. The complex also houses several smaller enclosures with deities on all the three sides against the compound wall. The complex has a mandapa at its entrance on the east. The structure stands on 8 pillars, a combination of 6 half and 2 full-size ones. The entrance to the temple complex is covered by a 15 feet high compound wall of laterite stones. The temple complex has two entrances, one on the eastern and the other on the northern side. The entrance to the complex has an entrance mandapa which can be entered via a stairway. As one reaches the end of the sopana or stairway, there are two large elephant sculptures which serve as balustrades to the entrance mandapa. The main shrine in the Madhukeshwara Temple was built during the nascent stages of temple architecture, so it is very simple structure with minimal decorative sculptures on the walls and pillars. The temple is an Ekakuta east-facing temple with puja performed every day. The color of Shivalingam bears the color of honey, that is Madhu. The temple has 5 mandapas: Garbhagriha, Triloka Mandapa, Nitya Mandapa, Sankalpa Mandapa and Sabha Mandapa. Each of these mandapas were built at different times, with Garbha Mandapa belonging to the Satavahana era. Temple was built during the Kadamba era, followed by additions and renovations during the Badami Chalukya and Hoysala era. The Vimana is a 5-story structure constructed on top of sanctum. The faces of Vimana are decorated with figurines of gods and goddesses. The Shikhara is very interesting. It has small stone pillars with a thick one in the middle. All the pillars are topped with brass kalasha or celestial pot. The external walls of the temple carry the Chalukyan signature style of wall construction. The panels are carved reliefs with twin mini pillars and figurine of deities in the middle. The construction of Nitya Mandapa is attributed to Hoysala rulers. The Nitya Mandapa is a sharp contrast to the Garbha Mandapa in terms of ornamentation. The ceiling, walls and pillars of this mandapa are exquisitely carved. The pillars bear the Hoysala trademark of reflective convex and concave carvings one below the other. This goes to prove the expertise of the stone cavers at that time. One of the highlights of this temple is an intricately carved stone cot and a Triloka Mandapa. This was made by the Sondel rulers. The cot sits in a separate mandapa within the prakaram. This is not made with soft stone but with granite, which is much harder to carve. Triloka means 3 words, with Swargaloka, heaven, Bhuloka, earth and Pataloka, underworld. The mandapa looks like a throne with a ceiling. The cot is made up of 10 separate pieces. It is used during the Ratha Yatra festivals for the Ashwathama Puja. The Triloka Mandapa depicts Shiva and Parvati on the center, surrounded by Kailasha, Shikhara, Sheshaloka and Patalaloka. Inside the Nitya Mandapa is a 7-foot tall monolithic statue of the Nandi bull. This is positioned in such a way that the left eye seems to be looking at Lord Shiva and the right eye is directed towards Parvati. What is interesting to note is that the line of sight has been created in such a way that pillars do not intersect it. The temple also has 8 separate shrines for Ashtadikpalas, their consorts and Vahanas, probably the only temple where this is seen. The goddess Parvati temple is located on the northwestern side of the complex on the right side of Madhukeshwara Temple. This is a Trikuta east facing temple with Lord Ganesha, goddess Parvati adorning the sanctums. This structure is not parallel to Lord Madhukeshwara Temple but slightly angular. The temple has a huge pavilion with a Navaranga Mandapa. The structure has an entrance on the east and 2 entrances each on the northern and southern side. The entire structure stands on a set of 38 pillars. There are 3 types of stambhas in the temple entrance: Vijaya Stambha, Deepa Stambha and Chaya Stambha. Vijaya Stambha are erected to commemorate victories in the war. Deepa Stambha are erected for lighting lamps as an offering to the deity, and Chaya Stambha are erected in memory of an important person. There are small shrines of deities against the north, south and western compound wall. These shrines are dedicated to Sri Parshuram, Sri Keshava, Sri Havali Madhukeshwara, Sri Vithova, Sri Vishwaswara, Sri Varadeshwara, Sri Amruteshwara, Sri Chintamani Ganapati, Sri Kedareshwara, Sri Dundi Raja Ganapati, Sri Rameshwara, Sri Venkataramana, Sri Rama, Sri Umamaheshwara, Sri Surya Narayana, and several idols of snake gods. There are shrines which are adorned by Ashtadikpalas. The unique attraction of this temple is a vertically sliced Ganesha idol. It is believed that the other half of this stone idol is in Varanasi. Within the temple is also located the idol of Lord Narasimha having a peaceful face. Moreover, the temple has a sculpture of 5 hooded Naga which belongs to the 2nd century.
So friends, with this I come to the end of part 1 of this episode. Hope you did enjoy. Till the next part, do take care of yourself and bye for now.